That's it. I think. Welcome everyone to the August 5th, 2026 regularly scheduled Umatilla County Board of Commissioners meeting. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, my introductory comment is going to be to thank Doug Olson very much for his time of service here at Umatilla County. It was just pointed out that this was his 650th Pledge of Allegiance, and I don't think that there are any way to express my thanks to Doug for his help in the last 5.5 years. As a commissioner, I feel sorry for all of the times he had to train all of us, because it definitely would be like pulling teeth over and over and over again. Thank you, Doug, personally, professionally, and community-wise. Thank you very much. Don't go far. The next item on our agenda is the quarterly employee of the quarter for Umatilla County. So at this time, I'd like to call up Trevor Lindbergh as I read off this letter of recognition.
I'm still expecting that.
Umatilla County Employee Excellence Committee was created to acknowledge and commend the efforts of employees who serve the citizens of Umatilla County efficiently and effectively with a focus of professional development and outstanding customer service. In that spirit, the committee wishes to share the nominational letter from peers that warranted this recognition. During several critical incidents throughout Deputy Trevor Lindbergh's career, Trevor has shown steadfast courage, professionalism, confidence, and discipline exemplified while he is responding and managing critical incidents where safety and lives are in. Deputy Lindbergh recently responded to a call where a victim had been shot multiple times, resulting in life-threatening injuries to the victim. Deputy Lindbergh immediately began life-saving efforts and applied sound expertise to prevent the loss of life to the victim before medics arrived at the scene. It is clear that Deputy Lindbergh's swift action and correct application of tactical medicine resulted in the victim surviving his injuries. This is not the first time Deputy Lindbergh has reacted in this fashion. His actions are not only a model to other law enforcement personnel in the area, but definitely displays courage and heroism we admire greatly at this agency. April, May, June 2026 Employee of the Quarter Excellent Award to Trevor Lindbergh.
Oh.
Trevor, congrats. Get out of here where we can get some pictures. Let's get rid of the sticky.
You take one step back, you'll be in the video as well. There you go.
Your steps are a lot longer than mine. Okay. Congratulations, Trevor. It was well deserved and well earned.
Don't go away just yet. One more. One for the agency. All right, here we go. Thank you.
Did you want to get one with the
Something in the
captain
radio
involved?
says put handcuffs on the guy next to you.
I think, did you want to get one with the captain up there with Trevor? You and Trevor with the commissioner?
Oh,
I also want to present you with it.
Are you sure? I'll take the photo. Yeah, let's do it. Or actually, Cameron, would you take that photo with his camera?
We get all the commissioners in there?
I was waiting for that.
there you go.
Looking for my big mouth.
Get in there. We'll do it all together. We'll just reach right across the front.
Okay, I guess I'll just stand here.
There you go.
Put the tall guy up
All right.
front.
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, and 3. Well, let me take it with my camera and I'll send it to you.
Yes. All right.
Nice job. The next one is another very special presentation. I'd like to welcome up Valerie Tomrin from the Pendleton Police Department, Fire Department. And the floor is all yours, Valerie. This
Thank
is
you.
exciting.
So obviously, Valerie Shaw, Fire Department Assistant Chief and Fire Marshal from Pendleton Fire. Commissioners, thank you. On behalf of Pendleton Fire for allowing me to say a few words today to recognize a county employee for going above and beyond his job duties at a recent emergency scene. The incident, from my perspective, I want to give you a little backstory. We had a rollover vehicle accident. We had multiple patients. We had a vehicle on fire that was created a grass fire that was threatening our patients. We had a fire crew that was assigned to mitigate the fire on the ground, and then all of our other resources for the fire department were assisting in patient care, so they were assigned duties already. We put out the grass fire. We asked dispatch to provide us with a mutual aid response for a water tender so we could resupply our fire apparatus and then finish putting out the vehicle that was still on fire. State Patrol was a little concerned because the vehicle itself was pouring a lot of smoke over the freeway, and they were concerned that there would be a secondary incident. So they would like us to put out the fire. We didn't have enough resources to do that, so dispatch came back on the line and basically told us that our mutual aid partners were unable to fulfill our request for a water tender to resupply. And as they were telling me that, I look up and miraculously coming down the exit ramp at me is a Umatilla County water tender, just when I needed him most. So I went up and I asked him if he could drive off road and if he could. She didn't even tell him to put the fire out. I just asked, hey, can you drive off road? He said, I sure can. And next thing I know, he positions his vehicle exactly where it needed. He opens his side port and he put out the fire on the vehicle, which allowed my crews to not worry about that and to take care of the patients that were much needed patient care. So his actions really assisted in our response. This incident itself, the incident's response, serves as a reminder that the dedication, teamwork, and professionalism within our city, county, and state resources as we work side by side through the emergencies we face together give us the best possible outcome for our citizens and our visitors traveling through our county's response area. I know that many of our partnering agencies may wonder why we don't utilize their resources more often during some of these emergency scenes, and for me, it boils down to safety. If I put someone in a hazardous situation, I'm now responsible for their well-being, their life, basically. And answering to their families, their employer, or possible legal actions if they get injured or worse is not a gamble that I'm really willing to take. However, in this particular incident, I was confident that I was not endangering anyone's life, and I felt comfortable that using his assistance to mitigate the problem was safe. So with that being said, I would like to ask Dakota Kennedy to come up. So Dakota's quick response and his actions exemplified teamwork, professionalism, and commitment to public service. On behalf of Pendleton Fire, I would like to offer a challenge coin to you as a small token of appreciation for your actions and to thank you for your dedication to public service.
Valerie, and I would like to also say thank you to the Pendleton Fire Department. That was not a easy issue or incident by any means, and the quick response by Pendleton Fire. Dakota, amazing your response. It's hard to imagine people that have that kind of reaction each and every time to an incident or an adverse situation. So thank you, Dakota, for those kinds. And I know that there's still on the edge, but a couple of people that definitely really appreciate it for sure. Thank you, Valerie, very much. Thank you, Dakota. All right. Additional comments from the commissioners?
I'm not following that.
It made it on both agenda.
Got it. Perfect. All right. Let's get any public input today. And I also want to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded and can be attended virtually. If you do have public comment on any item that is not on the agenda, please, this is the time for that. We allow you 3 minutes for public comment. Any public comment at this time? Seeing none, let's move on to our business agenda and start with number 1, property reconveyance.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is authorization being sought for property reconveyance from foreclosure. Tax lots listed there. I believe the amount owed has already been paid. After that, please answer any questions.
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt order TX 2026-04.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the West Umatilla County Enterprise Zone. Bob, thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Walter, Community Development Director. So the item before you is for designation of the West Umatilla County Enterprise Zone. This would be a tract of land that is the former Umatilla Army Depot there in West County. And we are looking to form a long-term rural enterprise zone as co-sponsors with the Port of Umatilla, who is the other entity that will be a landowner out there. And so we've gone through the proper steps, working with Business Oregon, held the required meetings with taxing districts as well as coordinated with Hermiston School District, who is the school district that falls within the boundaries of this enterprise zone. Work with them to set a school support fee. They landed on a 15% school support fee. So this is really the last step in the process to designate the zone. A resolution from the commissioners, or actually, I believe it's a resolution from the commissioners, as well as, actually an order, excuse me. An order from the commissioners, and then there'll be a similar action taken by the Port of Umatilla at an upcoming meeting on August 11th.
Perfect. Before I ask for further comments, I want to thank Bob, the planning department, Port of Umatilla, the CDA board, and all who have contributed to this exercise. It's time consuming for sure. But the report at the other end is obviously substantial to the county and the community. So thanks, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. I know I have a pretty good idea of the amount of work you put into this, and I'm sure I'm not even scratching the surface. So, and I agree with Commissioner Doran. I think it's going to be great for this entire region. So with that, Mr. Chair, I move to adopt order BCC 2026-039.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Bob. Again, thanks for all the work. Holy cow. Next on the agenda is the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office purchase of the Virtra, the addition to the system. And I just, as a preliminary, I would like to give everybody a heads up. I have had conversations with the Sheriff's Office, and gone through the system. So go ahead.
All right, good morning, Commissioners. Paul Wolverton, Umatilla County Sheriff's Office. I just wanted to mention, I'm going to be talking to you about equipment for our training program. Deputy Limber, who received our award this morning, he talked about the TAC Med applications, and that's a training program that does a lot of very simulation, a lot of live training type of exercises, and obviously that's developed efficiency to the point where we're going to take his body cam footage from that particular incident that he was awarded at and implement that in our training program internally as well. So just an aside on what we're trying to do in our training program overall is to make it as realistic as possible in all aspects. And so the Virtra system, as Commissioner Dorn said, we got that back in 2024. It's a simulation system. And it's a very good system, has a lot of capabilities, and one of the things that we knew from the start that we wanted to do in receiving the basic system was to expand upon it. That's what we're asking for this equipment to do today. Specifically, some equipment that can help in our firearms training and use of force training. It's going to take the simulation pistols that we use right now with the system. They're very good, but they're kind of like video game pistols in some sense, not as realistic in functionality as a live firearm. With the CO2 kit, we can mimic that live fire functionality with a live firearm. When I say live, it will operate with a actual duty pistol, but obviously it won't have any bullets or anything like that coming out. So not only do we hope to make our training more realistic for the deputies to improve their skills, but also we're hoping that it'll supplement our regular firearms training, potentially reducing our costs and overall ammunition purchases over the years, potentially reducing our overtime costs for getting people up to the range. Again, this is going to be a supplement to those programs, not replacing. We can never completely replace live training, but this is something that we hope can supplement and make us more efficient and include more training overall, as compared to what we're struggling to get our deputies up to the range and other types of training right now on an overtime basis and things like that. So what we're asking for is the purchase of a CO2 modification kit and the specific magazines and barrel for the firearms to modify them, and also some taser equipment. The costs will be shared by the criminal division and the corrections division. The taser equipment will be more applicable to the corrections division. They don't typically use firearms down there. So this will give them an added opportunity to do live training with simulation equipment in the taser realm. The total cost for the equipment is going to be $12,031. Again, this is going to be split between the two divisions. I have also submitted a request for a recent CIS grant funds, which would potentially give us another $5,000 that we could apply towards the cost of this. And as I mentioned earlier, we're hoping to reduce costs in other areas over time throughout our overall training program. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
First of all, thank you. Sheriff's Department's come a long ways in the last 5.5 years for sure. You mentioned using the body camera for training. I remember our first meeting approving body cameras. And so,
Oh, really?
Yes.
It definitely has changed. I will support this, even though we have an extremely limited general fund budget. I think that the Sheriff's Department, the training is critical for everybody in the county. So those are my comments.
This is in your current budget now, correct?
Yes, it is.
And I want to just dumb it down just to make sure that for the record that we understand what you said. With the CO2 cartridge, that'll simulate the kickback of a firearm action. But without that, you just click and bang and it doesn't do any,
You don't get the
you don't get any
physical
physical feel. But with this, you'd get the actual tactile. Yeah, okay,
Exactly right.
thank you.
Mr. Timmons?
I don't have any questions.
No questions. You gonna let me off the hook?
I'm going to let you off.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman,
Wishes of the board.
I move approval.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is a emergency management purchase. Again, this was
No,
Oh, number 4.
number 4. Oh, yours is updated.
so we're on the sheriff's office report. Okay,
It's the-
sheriff's office dispatch. Okay, perfect.
Snuck in there.
Yes, you
Board
did.
Commissioners,
Welcome.
Lieutenant Justin Russell with the Sheriff's Office Communications Division. I'm here today to ask for approval to spend $5,600 out of our budgeted funds to purchase an API license, which will allow our CAD system, which is called RIMS, to talk to our new AI call-taking platform, Aurelian. And basically that will create another efficiency where Aurelian will collect the information from the caller and aggregate it and then automatically post an incident into our CAD system in pending status for a dispatcher to dispatch to an officer. So the dispatcher doesn't have to be involved up until that point, until it gets posted into the CAD system. And so that takes that work and responsibility off of their plate, just creates more efficiency for our folks. And this is a pre-budgeted, it is within our budgeted amount for the system already. So, and I did negotiate with Aurelian, and they've agreed to pay $1,800 of the amount that was asked by Sunridge, and so our remaining amount will be $3,800.
Well done.
Questions?
Mm-mm.
Justin,
Amazing.
I do have a question. What's the schedule now on the implementation of the full system? Not
Yeah, we're waiting on, right now we're waiting on some, 2 additional phone lines to be installed, and we're waiting for a time frame back from Lumen, is the company that does that. So that's one of the holdups. We're hoping for September, maybe October.
Right after Roundup.
Yeah,
right after.
Yeah.
yeah, we're shooting for hopefully Roundup, but, we didn't really want to implement a new thing in the middle
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah, so within the next couple months, should be live. We're still waiting for a couple of details.
Can you let us know when you go live?
Sorry.
Will you let us, the commissioner
Oh, yeah,
know when you go
absolutely,
live? Send us an
For
email.
sure. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Wishes of the board?
I move to approve to pay $5,600 to Sunridge for the API and invoice Aurelian? Is that how you say that? Aurelian? Okay.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the emergency procurement of the catering for the emergency management or the EOC, which included SARS, dispatch, and sheriff's office.
And I think we have our emergency manager saved along the line to talk about this.
Hey, this is Sage Long, Emergency Manager for Umatilla County. I apologize, Commissioners, for not being able to be there in person this morning. I'm currently at Incident Command Post in Walla Walla, awaiting our cooperators meeting. So before you is an authorization to pay Pendleton Catering Company invoice 2781 from July 19th through July 25th. The mills were necessary to sustain assigned staff and agency partners working extended operational periods during that emergency activation. The invoice includes 210 breakfasts, 210 lunches, and 210 dinners, which would account for 35 breakfast, lunch, and dinners per day. The action requested is to authorize the payment of $11,592 to Pendleton Catering Company for emergency incident feeding and EOC operational support for that. If this was not accounted for in our budget, this would be general fund dollars. Are there any questions?
Comments?
Somebody who spent a lot of time in the EOC during this event, I thank you, Sage, for all the work you and the team have done in there, and I think this was cost of doing business. I'd move approval.
I'll second. I do have a question on this. Are there more of these to come?
So no, we stopped, due to the amount of fires and the amount of support staff we had. This was necessary, but, the other bills for food will be substantially lower and not as many people. Due to the amount of people we had, working during this time period, we decided that was the best option. Just, there was not really availability over the weekend, to get options. So, no, Commissioner Timmons, there will be some bills, obviously, but substantially lower due to the personnel that have been working the incident since then.
And is this general fund dollars?
Yes,
It is.
it will be inserted into our potentially collectible dollars for FEMA. But there's no guarantee on that.
Okay.
It's 75%.
Okay. I did second.
There is, the one thing I would say is that if we do end up in this situation again, we might look at using the jail, catering. I know that can be an issue at times, but if we do have a little bit of a forward notice, that may be one way to go. It wouldn't be any cheaper than this. It would just be more convenient. Got a motion and a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, did you have something to say, Nick?
I might have missed it, but did the board designate us an emergency?
Yes, that's the way it was written.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Next item is, what is it? Hold on, Jennifer. Next item is, my agenda's screwed up. I have Public Works. You just about ran right over Tom.
Wouldn't be the first time.
This item is a steel bridge. Tom can explain it for Sam's Road. Again, another issue from the fires.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Bellis, Public Works Director. What we're requesting today is the board to approve the ability for the Public Works to go out for RFPs for a replacement bridge for the one that was burned up in the Dry Creek fire on Sam's Road. Currently, we are actually this morning installing a temporary bridge that we borrowed from Baker County that they said that we could use for the time being until we can get a permanent structure in there. This will be, our intent is to just go out for a modular steel bridge, probably a much smaller structure width-wise. We're looking at 12 to 16 feet rather than 20-some feet. This road only services one property, one home that's currently burned down, but their intent is to rebuild, so they will have to have access, and this will be probably the best permanent option available.
Wishes of the board.
I'm going to ask this question.
Go ahead.
Just because I've been beat up on these bridges. How is this getting through as quickly as it is?
It's a temporary bridge.
It's a
The temporary one, the temporary bridge can be put in under emergency authorization. And
Okay.
it's just, and it's not a structure that is load rated for heavy loads or anything. The RFP will be for a structure, we've done a little bit of research, and it'll be for a structure, a bridge that will support 50 tons. We'll use the existing foundation, so there won't have to be any, there's no in-stream work, there's no permitting necessary for it. It's just a replacement basically under our maintenance program. That's how we're able to do that.
Wonderful. Okay.
This is a whole different creature than the other bridges that we've had in the past. Over the years, every one of these bridges is different. They're different in scope and permitting and everything. But because we're primarily leaving the existing steel structure in there and going over the top of it, is the plan with a modular steel structure using the existing foundations and stuff. We're we're essentially doing it under maintenance.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Wishes of the board?
Okay. I move to authorize issuance of requests for proposals for the purchase of a prefabricated modular steel vehicular bridge.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Now we get to the Cunningham chief request. Let's let staff give us an update first, Jennifer, and then we'll invite you up. How's that?
So Megan Olszewski, Community Development Planning Manager. We have received a request from Cunningham Sheep to permit Nolan Hills Removal Project. They submitted that application to our office on June 30th. I believe Cunningham Sheep, after submitting that application, submitted a request to County Council for a partial fee waiver. We, in our fee schedule before July 1 of this year, we had previously adopted a $500 fee per tax lot in addition to our base fee for these energy projects. And I believe that is the portion that they are requesting the board to waive. At this time, we don't have a clear number of tax lots involved. We've been going back and forth with Cunningham Sheep on what that number is. So I don't have a clear number or amount for you, but Jennifer with Cunningham Sheep is here and she might have better.
Come on up, Jennifer.
Thank you again.
Name and address.
Jennifer Drake, 303 Southeast 3rd, Pendleton. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it. I'm General Manager of Cunningham Sheep Company, and as Megan mentioned, we've been working with planning staff to re-permit the Nolan Hills Energy Project through the county via the opportunity presented by Oregon House Bill 4031 to do so for large energy projects. It's previously permitted at the FSEC level, which I'm sure you all are all very aware of, as I understand.
We know that.
Intimately aware.
But we are doing this through the county as we actually see it as a tremendous opportunity to accelerate our moment in time to being able to start construction. So I kind of want to take the opportunity to thank the county for letting us do this. It's a great opportunity, and I think it's gonna help us just get it up and running faster. So it's a great window. And the planning staff have been very, very supportive and responsive, and I know it's extra work for them, so we appreciate that too. So to Megan's point, we are here to respectfully request that the commission consider a partial fee waiver on this portion of fees that are new that apply to so-called affected or impacted tax lots in the amount of $500 for every tax lot counted. And our project it's really just the configuration of it and the overall footprint of the boundary of the project area being so large, plus the gen-tie itself being really long, that puts the count of impacted tax lots in the 100 range. So it's about around $50,000 fee. To Megan's point, we are still going back, our GIS people are going back and forth just over the exact number. So we don't have that completely resolved, but as of this morning, we're around 100. And just to give you some perspective, there was a recent project permitted through the county via the same pathway called 4 Mile Solar, and their tax lot count was 2. So it's a big number, and we were unaware of this fee until about a week before we submitted our application, and so therefore unbudgeted for it. And then I guess the only other comment I would make is that Cunningham's has been carrying development costs on this project due to some issues with our developers. So that's another reason that our budgeting has been impacted by the project. So thank you so much for your consideration.
No, thanks, and don't go away because there's probably going to be some questions. And I'll start my comments. Thank you, Jennifer. And I appreciate Cunningham Sheep looking at this project the way it has. It's still a capital project right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's my issue with the forgiveness of and I'm not saying no, I'm just saying this is my issue is we granted very, very, very substantial abatements, tax abatements to this project through the SIP program. And so we've taken this step once. And so I don't know what Cunningham's forecasting for how they're going to approach those abatements and that portion of the project or that portion of the puzzle that goes together on this. So at this time, I'm not going to say no, but I think, in my opinion, it'd be a great time to table it until we have a better understanding of who the developer is going to end up being.
Who the abatement's going to actually flow to.
Yeah, who the abatements are going to flow to, who the benefits are going to flow to, all of that. Not that I don't think that coming to the commissioners is very much the correct step. I just don't think we're at that step yet, in my opinion. But it's up to the other two commissioners.
So my struggle is a little different. Mine is, how do I look the next person in the eye and say, sorry, I can't approve your fee waiver request? To me, I think we have to be consistent in our rulings. So I'm struggling with this a little bit, but that's me.
I too, Commissioner Doran just beat me to the punch. I too think it needs to be tabled. And one of the reasons is Megan had some unclarity, and I think something like this needs to be totally clear on both sides before we come to a decision. So I too think that we just need to work through it a little bit more, get some more answers, and then go from there.
And the one thing I do want to say is that thank you to the planning department. I don't think people in general understand the hours and time that an energy project engulfs. And now that we can't hand some of that off to FSEC, especially in these types of situations, which I'm glad, don't get me wrong, I want it to stay local, but we have to actually recognize the efforts of the county staff too. But it's a project that we're all very, 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 very interested in, and being creative and innovative and moving it forward. I'm excited for that.
And we understand that sincerely, and we appreciate that. And I understand your comments, they make sense to me. And an additional comment I would sort of make in that regard is we're also kind of in the process of talking with Umatilla Electric, who's the host utility, around whose permitting responsibility the GenTie lies within. And so that right now we're Cunningham taking an over-inclusive approach to the tax lot count because we just want to get this done. We want to get, parallel process, be fast, get it done. Whereas we just learned that that's probably their purview. So there probably is going to be a separate land use application involving impacted tax lots along that route that they will be responsible for. So that changes our count as well. So
yeah, I just think that we're a little bit premature on this. I really do recognize the request. I also honor Commissioner Schaefer's comments. We just those phone calls keep coming in for requests and preliminary investigation into viability, and so this probably won't be the last project that comes before the county for sure. But thank you guys for all your work. We probably do need to take a action to.
Okay. I move to table this requested action.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Jennifer, very much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make sure where I was on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know.
Okay, as long as Charlie knows where I am, I'm
Wait a
good.
minute here.
Welcome, Charlie. The next item on the agenda is a board order for the County Transportation Advisory Committee.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dan Dorn, I like your pig tie.
Very fair worthy.
I think it's a fair nod to the fair.
I'm here today because the Umatilla County Transportation Advisory Committee currently has 4 vacant positions. Tell your friends. Jose, we really need some people on the committee. However, Jose Garcia, who I think you're all familiar with, he's the director at New Horizon Program. He's also on the County Fair Board, has applied to be reappointed to serve on the UCTAC for another 4-year term, which we're really grateful for. If approved, his term would begin August 1st, 2026, and end August 1st, 2030. The appointment is now before the Board of Commissioners for consideration.
I happily move to adopt order BCC 2026-038.
Me too. I think that he's going to be a wonderful addition. Continuation. You know what? As long as he's still sitting on that board, he's a great deal.
My only comment before we vote is how, if we get to a transportation authority or a transit authority, will this board
We will
be
still need the UCTAC, yes, in
We would
order
still
to approve like STIP projects.
to approve the funding for it
Yes,
You need 3 more people?
yes, we have 3 vacancies now.
at a total of 7?
So it's hard to get a quorum, if a few people are sick or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's-
They've all got to
or-
be there
or
right
it's
now.
transit.
They've all got to be there now.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much.
On the order for the board, it says 2 members have expired. It should say
Say that again?
on the order for the,
On the order,
order, it says 2 members. have
just if you
expired.
didn't,
Oh.
if you just initially, we can send it out to you. Okay, next item on the agenda is approval of temporary fencing for the fair.
Nick Warner, Deputy County Counsel, and Commissioners, this is one of 3 purchases on the agenda today for temporary fencing for the fair amount of $7,634.70.
How much was it?
How much?
$7,634.70.
We're showing
Mine
5,000.
says 5,000.
Oh, it's supposed to be wrong.
You got your own pinky, or I do. The next pinky is for the equipment rental.
It does show 5,000 when I click on it. We were just on the equipment rental one.
Oh, we're on the wrong one.
Sorry,
Okay.
did I hit the wrong-
Yeah.
So the correct number is 5,000 for the fencing.
For the fencing.
It appears correct, yes.
Okay, and I would move to approve the $5,000 for the fencing.
Second. You got any comments?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Well, let's move it in second. Now you can comment.
My question is this. Is this something we buy every year?
Yes,
Well, why don't we just buy some?
because it's not our grounds to put the fence up.
So how come
They don't
the
want it
city of
around.
Hermiston isn't helping with this?
Because we're renting the grounds from them.
For like the month practically.
But this is used for the fair every year, right?
Yes,
Yes,
the
So
county fair.
the county fair. So how come we're not buying it as supplies for the county fair?
because it's not our grounds. What are we gonna do with it between? We'd have to have somebody come in and set it up, somebody to come in and tear it down, and then we'd have to store it.
What kind of fencing is it?
Cyclone fence. Okay, is that a motion? Oh, we have a motion.
We
You have a motion.
We had a motion and comments. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great questions, actually.
But wait, somebody didn't vote yet.
No,
No, I'm a no. There's got to be a way that, for just $5,000 every year. How long is the fencing? How big is it? Is it?
I'm honestly.
I think it's about 600 feet total. 6 or 700.
And we don't have room where we could store something like this? I just think you know,
gonna cost
renting it
$5,000
year after
to
year
take-
after year.
and so then year after year, we're gonna pay 5,000 to set it up, 5,000 to tear it down, so then we'll be at 10,000. So,
I still vote no.
okay, please have the record show that Commissioner Timmons voted negative. Thank you. Next one is equipment rental.
Yep, and that one I believe is.
It is 7,634.
So, just equipment rental for the fair, second of the first that we've got on here. And then for today.
Perfect. Any wishes of the board? I'll move for the adoption.
I was just reading what it was, sorry.
I'll move for the approval of the expense for rental equipment for the Umatilla County Fair.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
I do go
Aye.
for this, yes. Aye.
Next item is the approval of the HHS ban to continue with the garbage service during the fair for the total amount of $8,000.
It's one of the hardest working groups on the fairgrounds, during the fair. I move approval.
They are a hardworking group. And it doesn't matter if you see them, you know, before breakfast or when it's dark. I mean, they're a happy group and they're busy doing their work. So my question, I'll second, but I do have a question on this. Is this offered to anyone else?
It goes out for bid.
It does. Okay.
I gotta say, they earn every penny of it.
You do.
Okay, now we're to,
We didn't vote.
there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
The next is the foreclosure publication. Nick, is that you?
So this is the start of our foreclosure process on the following year, I believe. It's an order to put together. You might be a better answer something.
I have a question. And I think I asked this last year too, but with the diminishing
Newspaper.
accessibility to the newspaper, a lot more people are getting their news via like Elkhorn Media. Is there a way, is it possible, and I think it was statute limited is why we couldn't do it before. So, okay,
Or a newspaper.
it has to be a newspaper.
It does, but there was legislation introduced last year, and AOC supported it to change that,
Correct.
but it didn't pass.
Yeah. Okay.
And it got modified a lot.
So it's in statute that it has to be a newspaper.
Has to have newspaper with the majority of,
General circulation.
yeah,
And
it has to be printed at least once a week, right?
there's some kind of, yeah. And do we use East Oregonian on that? Would the Valley Herald be an option?
It's not in the general circulation.
The only other one would be Tri-City Herald, which is a general circulation.
What about the Hermiston Herald?
It's the same thing as East Oregonian.
Only it doesn't have any publication. It doesn't get printed.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
You know, so I could almost argue that the Valley Herald's is widely circulated as the EO at this point.
And then maybe some.
Could we look into the Valley Herald as being an option? Or is that, no?
I would say instead of spending that time, that we spend it legislating.
Yeah, okay,
It might, just might.
all right. We can work on different avenues, so, thank you.
Yeah, but now that you say that, where does that fall for one of us to spearhead? You want to take it on?
To go to the legislature, right?
To spearhead the project?
I'd
Be
love to.
involved.
Yeah,
Do that?
absolutely.
Perfect. It's yours. Do you have objection to that?
No, not at all.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item is two VOC orders.
Did we adopt that ordinance? Was that the motion that we made to? Let's make sure, I just want to be clear, when the motion wasn't for me to do the work.
No.
To adopt that, okay, just making sure. Trying to be clear.
That was just under comment.
What's that?
Let's make a motion and vote on it.
I was a little,
So it's
How
clear.
do we get the comments?
Oh,
well,
I just
I
probably
would move to
started
adopt order
talking.
TX 2026-03.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second officially. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. On the next ones, do we need to adopt the two budget orders separately? Or the BCC order? Yes, okay. These are two contracts on the Walker Road project. What's wishes of the board?
Yeah, I don't want to leave you out. This is your last meeting.
Oh,
Last
this-
item.
Oh.
How fitting.
Where's the camera?
So, like my
Memorial.
tenure here, this is a never-ending project. This was initially approved in May of 2025 for the Walker Road Supply Project. It was sort of a replacement for Phase 3 of the original project for a recharge basin and the pipeline to the recharge basin from the Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Central Water Project. So you've already approved the project. The next step is start construction. There are several components to that. The first is to get a general contractor. The proposal is to continue the Tappanee, and then also need some additional pipe for that too, and that is also to continue with the current contractor with Future Pipe Industries. And then finally, there will be a number of easements for this, 4 total. One has already been signed and approved. There are 3 remaining to be done, and what is before the board is to approve those easements as well as the payments for those easements.
I would take BCC orders 2026-40 first, and what's the wishes of the board?
I'd move to adopt that order.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to adopt BCC 2026-40. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 I'd move to adopt order BCC 2026-41.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to adopt BCC order 2026-41. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd move to adopt, or excuse me, I move to approve and authorize payments for easements and for the chair to sign.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Congratulations.
End of an era. That's just not right.
Not just an end of an era, it's the end of our business today. I will, any further comments from the commissioners?
Nope.
Nope.
Thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.